But I do believe I really should say it on camera just to let Johnny know. Camera's right there. Looking at myself right there. Words are right there. Words are right there. Cameras are right there. I should look at the green dots. In this video, I'll break down predictions, potential themes, and those subtle clues we all missed. Let's dive into the multiverse together. Hand gestures and unity amidst differences. That's my biggest guess for the heart of the next movie. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me get some context. In movie 1, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the theme was anybody can wear the mask. This movie showed us that Spider-Man is a symbol anyone can embody, no matter where they're from or who they are. Core themes of like identity, inclusivity, and courage to take on the big challenges. Visual focus, the iconic Spider-Man mask with endless unique designs. Movie 2, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the theme was define your own story. This one flipped the script, questioning canon events and reminding us we can write our own destiny. The core themes out of that movie were individuality, self-determination, and breaking free from what society and tradition expects from us. The visual focus from that movie, though, was the Spider-Man emblem on people's chests, with its diverse and personal takes across the Spider-Verse characters and their suit design. For me, with this next movie, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse theory, potential themes that I have based off of like the pattern I've seen in the movie soundtrack. I think the next movie soundtrack cover art will feature a hand making the classic Spider-Man web shooting gesture. Why? Because it ties perfectly into the themes. One, connection and legacy. The web slinging gesture is a universal symbol of Spider-Man, linking every spider person across the universe. All of them use said hand gesture to whip. We could see how personal choices ripple out to impact Spider-Verse as a whole. Another potential theme is the passing of torch. Picture Miles Morales mentoring others or leading a team to unify the multiverse. Kind of like how we saw Spider-Gwen leading the new Spider-Verse team. The third theme, empowerment through unity. While movie 2 focused on individuality, movie 3 might explore how unique individuals can work together towards a shared goal. Maybe Spider people from wildly different backgrounds learn to fight for the same cause in their own creative ways. How I kind of want to see these themes in the movie, I should say. It could be through action, where Spider-Man is defined by what they do instead of who they are. It could be through the unity, a shared bond across the cultures and dimensions and the world. It could be the legacy, a lasting impact. Each Spider-Person adds something special to the mantle. Quick sidebar. Anyone here played Spider-Man Edge of Time on the PS2? That game had some cool connections to anti-venom suit that I was low-key thinking about when I was recording this video. Yeah, it was just a random thought. Just saying. Anyway, back to the theory though. What could the movie be about? I think Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse could be about a couple things. One, healing the multiverse. After the chaos of movie 2, the multiverse might still be fractured. The Spider people could band together to repair the damage. A second thing the movie could be about the true meaning of being Spider-Man. What does it really mean to be Spider-Man? The movie might explore questions like, what's Spider-Man's ultimate responsibility? How do you balance being a hero with your own life and desires? The whole two kick ideas. What does Spider-Man stand for when others view them with fear or dislike? Because in real life people don't like spiders. So why would anyone like a Spider-Man? I'm gonna put a pin in that. The last idea I think is gonna be about is facing the ultimate threat. The antagonist could challenge the very idea of being Spider-Man itself. Imagine Miguel, Alchemix building, trying to twist the Spider-Verse into their own vision, disregards diversity and individuality. I think it's very much possible. one, Prowler Miles and Uncle Aaron from the other multiverse are good guys. It may have been framed in the end of Across the Spider-Verse that they are villains because the world is dark, they're black people, and they have our hero tied to a punching bag. But something I think a lot of you guys don't remember or didn't connect is that that's just the way Miles is wrapped around inside to the punching bag. It's the same way Peter B. Parker was. You know, maybe it's just a black guy in Brooklyn thing to do. I mean, I don't know. I'm from LA. But if I had to assume, maybe that's just how it is. If you see someone you recognize, yet they're not supposed to be here looking like that, interrogations to make sure they don't run away and fight you back might just be to, wrap them up. Just a thought. Number 2. I think when Prowler Miles does share his story, he might mention seeing visions of Spider Miles the same way Spider Miles saw visions of his father getting knocked over by the buildings, because, that scene. Prowler Miles might mention that he saw visions of Spider Miles back in the very beginning of the Into the Spider-Verse movie when he was in the underground lab where Green Goblin was fighting the original Spider-Man. After he got bit. There's a shot where Spider Miles is like, spider sensing out, and you just see the words, "Look out." I think, what if that was Prowler Miles speaking to Spider Miles, telling him to look out? Kind of like the same way Spider-Gwen and Spider Miles, they both had this instant moment of realizing, oh my God, he's in the wrong universe. It was like the spider sense to telecommunication type of thing. What if Prowler Miles did the same thing with Spider Miles? Because the spider itself was glitching, showing that it's not from this universe. But Miles being bit by it never changed Miles into being in the wrong universe. Yet he had to assimilate. His spider powers had to assimilate to this universe. That means letting go of Prowler Miles and letting in Spider Miles to become Spider-Man, basically. And maybe in that moment, that's when the official cross just settles in. It would be really dark if he said look out to his dad dying and then his dad died, but Spider Miles was alive. I would sock him too. This is like a little fun one. Number 3, the mystery of the closed burger joint. What happened to Peter B's favorite burger joint, Something that the new Spider-Man team will accidentally do, like as a quick joke. I think we'll give some oh, that's what happened. Maybe they'll do it in Prowler Miles' universe, but yeah, I think that's possible. Number 4, I don't think Prowler Miles is a villain. I don't think the Prowler is the villain in this case. I think the Prowler is a superhero in this universe. But still, I think there is a Sinister Six lineup. And I think the Sinister Six lineup is similar to Miles. That we'll see over there is Chameleon, Tombstone, Tinkerer, the Enforcers, Hammerhead, and this is all led by Doc Ock. I know that we do hear that the Sinister Six exists, but who's in the lineup? That's who I think is in the lineup. Number 5, I've always wanted to know, how did Gwen and Hobie catch Donald Glover's Prowler? I think that leads to a hint that, there's going to be a live action version of all of these Spider-Verse characters, right? The question is, how did they catch him and escape? It had to have happened at Comic-Con. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Number 6. A powerful theme I hope they explore is how anxiety and depression creep into the lives of these young boys in these urban areas. They might highlight outlets that these young boys have, but how they may work and how they may not work. Something that I remember was being released as a 30-minute video on a YouTube channel was Miles dealing with his anxiety and pressures of being, and how his father came to talk to him and whatnot. I like to think that's something that they will touch on, but maybe it'll be more so in the vein of Prowler Miles. I would love for them to touch on to that, because that's gonna be super important. Number 7, how do spider people see different universes? What I mean by that, I think there's been like this inconsistency, and I low-key wanted to be consistent. Someone on the team let me know, what am I missing here? Because how do spider people experience each other's worlds? For example, we know that Spider Noir sees everything in black and white. He had the Rubik's Cube full of colors, but all he saw was gray, black, and white. We have Penny Parker's anime style, but how does she see Peter B's world? How does she see Miles's world? Is it in anime? Gwen saw the Renaissance vulture as made of paper, while the vulture was shocked in being in Gwen's world, seeing that all of these people are not made of paper. How do they see each other in each other's universes? Is it because the watch? Is it because he wasn't? And it'll be interesting to know that, oh, when Gwen is not in her universe, does she still change colors? No, she doesn't. Why? Hobie is literally paper cutout animation. Well, you see it when he pops out, but it kind of disappears and blends in with everyone else when he's in the Spider Society. Which, because it's interesting, because in the Spider Society universe where everyone seems to be wearing the watch, everyone seems to be in one design. Even though they're all different, you can see how they all look different. Yet, for some odd reason, they're not too different. They all look the same when they're all together. That sounded racist. I'm gonna edit that out. The other thing that I wonder, Miguel still has construction line in his art, just like the spot. There's no other villain in Across the Spider-Verse where you see the lines of the circle, those circles and the lines and everything like that. You don't see that. You don't see that on anyone else except for Miguel, the antagonist, and Spot, the villain. I think that means Miguel is the... It's whatever. It's whatever. It's like every universe has its own visual rules. I know that. But the characters clearly don't see the same as we do at certain times. You know? That's all. That's all. Yeah, that was it. That's it. That's the end of the video. This is.